No, I come back. Can you hear me? Are you fine now? The mic is off.
Oh, there you go.
Now I can hear you.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm not thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
What's
I
over with
haven't
the
seen.
network?
Yeah, I think the network is definitely bad right now.
Guys,
Just cannot.
leave the bundles. Leave the bundles.
I leave the Bundus and come to Joburg where there's no water.
Yeah. We always have to give up something, man. Something. But I've had water shedding for the past 3 years, so
Yeah,
now people get shocked. Like, what do you mean water shedding? I'm like, you see the same way power goes off and it comes back. That's been me for the past 3 years, every day with water.
yeah. With water shedding, I understand, man. But not
Mhm.
having water at all because I arrived on Thursday.
Yeah.
Since I arrived, the only place where the way there was running water that I went to was my brother's place, and that was on Monday. So from Thursday until Sunday, I couldn't take like a proper shower uh, because there was no water. But the funny, because you were at the apartment that I was staying in, the ground floor, the people had water. I don't know about the first floor, but
Wait, how?
the like I
No,
don't know.
how?
I think it was like a water pressure thing. That the water pressure wasn't strong enough to take the water all the way to the second floor.
Nah, guys.
So,
I'd be fighting everyone. It's either you all don't have water or you all have water. There is no.
but in
What
a
do
way,
you
it's a good
mean?
yeah, in a way, it's a good thing that they had water, even though it was unfair, because that way I was able to go downstairs and fetch water and to clean and all of that and to clean myself. So that was, I suppose, a silver lining, I guess. But yeah, that was it. That is, yeah, that's my journey the past week. It's if it's not one thing, it's something else.
You were just getting hands.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
If it's
always
not one,
something going wrong.
and the thing is, my neighbors, because I was in 224, right?
Mhm.
My neighbors five, they were also like back to the city, and I only
Really?
realized, yeah, they were there for back as well. I only realized it on Sunday
Yeah.
morning. I was woken up by a loud noise. I thought that there was construction going on downstairs or something. And when I went out to get water, uh, these guys they were outside their door, with a locksmith. They lost their key at back to the city, so they lost their. So they had to change the locks. They had to call a locksmith to come and help them out.
What time was this?
Um, I think it was around 7. I think
Oh
7
shit,
around
where
there.
do they sleep?
I have no idea. I have no. I think I
Hey
suspect that they
man.
went somewhere else, or maybe they slept in the car. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey
But
man,
they
that sucks.
didn't have a
It's
car
bad, it's
because
better than losing a phone, it's better than losing a car. So I mean the car key, it's a key. So it's better than all of those things.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I mean, we had back to the city this past Saturday, which was quite amazing.
Yeah.
It was really besides a few things. I mean, like we had issues with the administration stuff.
Yeah.
Um, as, yeah, but uh, I suppose it was sort of a small thing in the bigger scheme of things, because the event overall was very exciting. The festival overall was very exciting. We had a good
Yeah.
time. Everything, as far as we can see, went very well.
Yeah.
But how was it though? On back to the city.
I knew it was nice when I had post post cruise depression yesterday and on
Yeah.
Sunday. I was like, guys, and they cried. That's when I know something was nice. I was like, why am I back here? Like, let's go back, you know? That's when I know that something was nice. I had so much fun, man. Like, I really had fun. I don't know if it's because maybe I haven't been out and, because I was thinking back, I'm just like, actually, I don't think I've been out this year. My going out is literally just trying out restaurants, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm home by 10. I'm in bed by 11, you know? So all of
Yeah.
that was a shock to my system. I'm not going to lie to you. Being out after midnight, sleeping so late. When I was driving home, I'm just like, guys, me one is starting. Where are the people? You know, what's going on? So I feel like everything was just, yeah, no, it was, but the experience itself, man, it was amazing. And I don't know, man, I
Yeah.
feel like also it, you know how at times you feel like you've been at a place for so long because the day was just long. The day was long on
Mm.
Saturday, but it didn't feel like we were there for too long to a point where you're like, ah, I'm over this. As a matter of,
Yeah.
okay, I'm tired, yes, but if I could still go on emotionally, mentally, physically, I would, you know, because there are times where it's just like, hey, I'm over being here. My social battery has died. And
Yeah.
with the person that has social anxiety, like I do, like, because I'm a person I can leave very early. And I feel like my battery is high. I'm like, I'm out. I don't care who says what, but I was able to be like, nah, I'm still good. I was fine. I felt I was still fine by like 1 a.m. I think that's when we left. I'm just like, not bad, not bad, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because for me as well, my social battery runs out very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Been to a couple of events this year. I think the latest I probably left was like maybe 12. Nakona, I left at 12 because not because I really wanted to go, but I left at 12 because I was with other people and they
Yeah.
wanted to stay that long, or rather they needed to stay that long. But by 10 already, I wanted to go home. But with Back to the City is maybe the only event that can keep me up that late.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, same.
and when we actually left, remember that I checked on my phone to see how far we walked, actually, what the distance we walked, and it was just over 8 kilometers. Just
Nice.
for
Felt it.
Yeah, just back to the city alone, and that's
Yeah.
how far it. I mean, we could both feel it in our feet
Yeah,
that we've actually,
literally.
but yeah, quite a distance. But it took a while for us to actually feel to see actually,
Yes.
you know,
True.
it's been a long night because it was really, really amazing.
Yeah.
Walking through the power play stage and back to the main stage, going backstage, you know, all of that
We
was
got our
really, really,
steps in.
yeah. And I actually realized that last year I didn't go to the power play stage. But this year I realized just how exciting that stage is.
Right.
To an extent, it's more exciting than the main stage. The main stage has a lot of
Because people are
known acts.
hungry there. People are really
Yeah,
hungry at the power play
yeah,
stage. They really rapping. They want to be in. Now with the main stage, like, ah, I've made it. I'm okay.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they
And that's
know
not
me
taking
now.
anything away from the guys
Yeah.
at the main. But it just speaks of how exciting Back to the City is. I saw Speaker literally was drawing
My spirit animal.
people to the stage when he was playing his set. He
Yeah.
had a couple of people on LK and Urakuda doing their song, Yanos Han. He had Ndombela as well on stage, and I forget the other guy, who he was, the one in the gray T-shirt.
Yeah.
I forget his name, and he's in Yanos Han video as well. But the
Yeah.
speaker had a really, really exciting set, and he was
Speaker
literally
had a good
drawing
time,
people
guys.
to
Speaker
the
had a
power
good
play
time.
stage. It, it,
I'm down
yeah,
for
the really,
speaker. Speaker had a good time. Like, I said, my spirit animal. He was my spirit
yeah,
animal.
yeah, he was really enjoying himself. And speaking of the power play stage, so the rapper and the producer, the 20K basically was given
Yes.
away
Yes.
at the stage was given to a rapper and was given to a producer as well. Tizo, I do not know him very well. I just know that he is on Sotra Cyphers as well.
I
But
didn't know him very well. I think I knew him, but I didn't know him that he's that good. So that was
yeah,
good to see. Yeah.
yeah, it was great to see him winning the 10K challenge for as the rapper, and then there was Black Cap who won the 10K for the producers. And no, Rashid actually mentioned a couple of names that
Yeah.
started at the power play stage. Big Zulu started the power play stage. Last Saturday he was on the main stage, and he brought his own surprise act. He brought Java. He brought
It did. She actually did.
It started off. It started off just like last year with this freestyle, freestyle
Yeah.
of his, basically a new version of 150 bars, and he was doing it with the Questa's Spirit beat. That
Yeah.
that was yeah that was exciting.
No, it was. It was. 'Cause he has 50 bars, 100 bars, and 150, right? Has it done 200? Has it done 200 bars? I wonder. I don't know. But I honestly, I loved what he did. And
Yeah,
I think that's what I said to you also. I think with my experience in 2019, because I remember I used to always like watch him in the power play stage. It's always been one of my faves. Even Ginger, that's where Ginger came from. That's where Gigi Lemaine and the likes, they were all there.
yeah,
And for me, seeing him grow to where he's at now, I remember in 2019, after he performed, I think I tweeted this, I posted it on my WhatsApp, I don't remember. I was like, watch Big Zulu's career take off after this. Because he was the closing act as well. What he did that day, it was amazing. Because
yeah,
he was hungry. He was from going from the power play stage to the main stage, and not only that, but being the closing act. I was like, watch what this guy does after this. Then COVID happened, you know.
mm,
So 2020 really didn't pop much, right? But funny enough, God works in mysterious ways. When he dropped Malini and that Pituzani happened, that's literally a year later.
yeah,
So I was just like, well, either way, he popped in the same year, but just in December. So for me, it's always been, and for him now to be like, because you can even sense it with his energy when he walks on stage. He walks
mm,
like he's like, I got this. I've been good at this. I can still do whatever I want to do. You saw how he turned back Lenrose, and not in a bad way. That's just the Zulu in him. Literally, it's just like, how guys, let us finish. Forgetting what this is time. You know,
yeah,
we were working on time. There's a lot of acts that need to perform, but he was just like, Kaiwa is still busy here. This guy, I came with him here. On Spring Fiesta, we still have a show in Soweto, so we are riding together. Because I saw the gig guys for the weekend. They had a lot of
yeah,
shows on Saturday. So the fact
yeah,
they still wanted to stay there for that long, for me, it shows how much they are for the culture. Because guys, Stava is a rapper. Whether you will want to accept it or not, Stava raps when he wants to. You
yeah,
know, as much as he sings and does Afro pop or whatever, when he wants to rap, Stava raps. So the fact they
yeah,
were there and they were literally in that zone. They were like, we still want to be here for a while. Let his boy freestyle, and it was such a beautiful moment, man. But I think for me, I love the how he introed, how he started. I loved Java. But when they were about to walk off stage, and Venom had the like, no what, let me play Ivora so they can stay on stage. I was like, this is what you call a DJ, because I don't think it was on his set. I could be wrong, but I
no,
don't think it was on his set.
yeah. I don't think it was, because even the freestyle itself, because it started with the freestyle, just to remind us that he
Yeah,
is a rapper. That's
yeah.
he is a rapper. The African trap movement. If people don't know what this Java
ATM,
ATM,
yeah.
yeah, and he asked where the Vura is, and Venom brought the Vura
I
on
lost
stage.
my mind. Guys, if you know me, you know how much I love the song. The beat. Guys, I have a thing for beats, right? So if Vora caught me
Yeah,
the first time I listened to it, I was gone. And to this day, so when I heard the beat drop, when I turned, I saw Saudi on stage. I screamed. You know how they say I scream? I literally, I didn't scream, guys. I screamed. I was like, what do you mean? Sorry. I was like, So for me, all of that when it was amazing. Like it was really amazing. The experience, the culture, like everyone is just happy to be there all the time.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And talking about taking it back quite a bit, there was also the Amantombazane remix that happened. Questa was on there, and that's the moment actually you asked me if Muggs was at Back to the City, and we were standing right there next to the stage. You asked me, is Muggs even here? And then he just
The way
appears
that
on stage.
happened, it's so crazy. If he appeared a minute later, maybe 5 minutes later, even better. I had
Yeah,
literally just added a question mark to my question. This man walks on stage. I'm just like, what do you even mean? Because in my head, right, I had realized that I've seen everyone. Literally, I saw everyone who's everyone there,
yeah,
right? Even who are not good. I saw El Tito. I saw like a lot of people with I saw JR and all of that. So in my head, I was like, nah, man, I didn't see Max. And on top of Max was about the culture.
yeah,
So the minute I looked at you, I'm just like, is Max here? I haven't seen him. This man walks on stage. I was just like,
yeah. And no,
and
the
actually,
thing,
that's my favorite verse. I'm just like, oh, okay.
and the crazy thing is that for most of the night we were standing pretty much next to where the sound. I don't know what's called, but where the sound guys
Yeah,
are, right across the main stage. We were standing there, so you see everyone that is about to come on stage because
yes,
the way that the setup is that there's only one door. There's only one way for
yeah,
people to come in.
entrance, yeah,
So exactly before they actually get the mic and get on stage, you know exactly who's coming on next. And it was a pretty cool thing because they had that 1520 Cedric Avenue address on there where
yeah,
the building where the first hip hop party
yeah,
started, which was the back to school jam back then. So it was a cool thing. They had that door. And but now when the Aman Thomas and the remix was happening, we were standing basically backstage, but next to it actually. So we
yeah,
can't see who are to come on stage until they actually
on stage, yeah,
pass the screen where the screens are.
yeah,
Which was moment. It's a crazy moment.
amazing.
I thought the only thing, like as crazy at as that performance was, the Matomas and the remix performance was, the only thing that would have made it, that would have taken it over the top. I feel that way is if Okay Malum Cool Cats was there as well,
Yes,
coming on us. I think that
yes,
everyone lost their minds.
lost their
Um,
minds. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
but
people would have, honestly, they would have. Because if you think about it, guys, Maluma's verse on that song, it's not a lot of people's favorite verse when you look at it lyrically, but it's
yeah,
a lot of people's favorite verse when it comes to the fun of it.
but yeah,
Like
like
everyone's
it's
like,
not like a
Malume, Malume, you know? If you're speaking
yeah,
lyrically,
like
people will give
it's
you a
not
Quest, that'll give you a Kid X, they'll give you a Ginger, a Max, but they meant to say favorite verse, top of the bat. Which one is it? It's like, okay, Malume, guys, because of how funny it is. So imagine if you stepped out on the stage and just did that. Oof,
yeah, even for
it's
me, like that Manuma's cool verse is my favorite verse on the song. Like it's just funny. It's not like full of punchlines or whatever.
yes, it's
Like it's
not.
just Manum cool, okay, Manum cool cat. It
Yes,
was like a really fun verse.
yeah.
But yeah, it's disappointing that he wasn't there. But also at the same time, I would say that he wasn't missed that much because of how powerful that performance
Awful.
was.
Yes,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, really, yeah, it was like a really, really beautiful moment. And another thing that I want to touch on because we don't have a lot of time, you have load shedding very, very quickly.
No,
Is
but I,
the
I might go dark, but we still hear me. So it's still fine. We're good. We can continue.
yeah, that's cool then. But my question is, how did you feel about the DJ sets? Because the performances for me, the performances, every artist that was on stage, I feel that they did the event justice, they did the
Yeah,
festival justice.
I'm not gonna
But
lie.
how
Yeah.
about the DJs?
To be quite honest, now I feel like maybe I missed them, but I didn't get to experience a lot of them. Maybe because of the up and down, because I was mostly also at the power play stage, working around, right? But I
Yeah,
think I caught Venom set. I caught, is it fifth? I caught fifth set. I caught a bit of Kenzero, and I caught
Yeah.
Zandi set. I didn't get Iset Gariditi. I don't know when he played. I don't know if he played before he got there or later on. I just missed it.
No, DJ Ready D was doing the Hennessy moment.
Mm-hmm.
That was scratch.
Okay. I didn't see who it was, but okay. Clearly, I caught it. And to be quite honest, I enjoyed all of them. But I think for me, okay, besides the fact that I'm a Venom fan, like I'm a huge Venom fan. I love his work. I'm one thing about me, I follow people from when they start. No, when I've not for me when I discover this new artist, I'm just like, oh, they're actually great, right? And I start following from there. So with Venom, it's always been that thing. I've always appreciated his work since then. So for me, that was nice. I not to be biased, but it was what I wanted to hear, you know. Then I personally I love Zende's sets, guys. I maybe because I enjoy his sets genuinely, like all the time. But Zende's set for me was amazing. I just don't like how I feel like time wise he was limited.
Yeah.
And at some point he had to rush through the songs. I
Yeah.
feel like given an hour, he would have shut the place down. Because you could hear from the selection that he was on the money. But time wasn't on his side.
Yeah, and I actually asked you about that.
See, the time they gave him up deep, they should have given it to Zandi. I'm just saying.
I asked you about when Zandi was playing. I asked you about the way that it was playing. Because he would play a song, it probably play 10, 20 seconds of a song. But right before a verse comes in, people are expecting to rap along to a verse.
Rap along, yes.
And then it switches to a different song. I forget which song he played, but that one I think he played like a full verse or two or something like that. But
a Jigga song. I think it was a Jigga song because I remember everyone rapping. I think it was a Daisy song.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, overall, his set was very good. His selection was very, very good. And I was asking because Kainsi from the Transcend Academy, he's one of the instructors. I was asking, we were actually talking about it, like the whole lineup of DJ, because there's like people like Kenzero and Chaotic. They're not purely DJs, but somehow they were on the lineup, and there was that question quite a bit that is there a shortage of purely hip hop DJs? Where not purely hip hop DJs find themselves playing at Back to the City, especially in this year's Back to the City, where we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop, 50 years of South African hip hop, 17 years of Back to the City. Even though 17 years isn't that great of a milestone, but I mean it is 17 years. It's not like 20. Yeah. It's not like 20 years, but 17 is a huge milestone itself.
Solid,
but there was that question of whether South Africa has a shortage of purely South African DJs at the top level for them to play at the main stage. But how do you feel about that? Do you feel South Africa has them, or they're just not that good enough?
I think I stand to be corrected, but I feel like we are lacking in that department because even the ones who would have thought about the culture, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like my introduction to PH, maybe Shapi has grown over the years, but I knew him as a hip hop DJ, right? But
I also know hip hop DJ.
Yeah, but throughout COVID, the lockdown, with my workout station, because how quickly changes songs, I would listen to his mixes, right, for like cardio and everything, and they were literally mostly Amapiano, right? So I feel like for me, whether the old school, the new school, and whatnot, everyone has just been, I'm where the money is at.
Yeah.
And because of that, we've had a shortage in hip hop, and I feel like there are a lot of people who could have, if they didn't go for the money, they'd actually be good in hip hop, but because Phil's economy is rough, so we're gonna go with the money is. So I really feel like there is a shortage of hip hop DJs in the country, And I feel like also they're scared of venturing into that because they feel like the nation is not doesn't want to hear that. You know, people when they go to groove, they just want to hear amapiano, they want to hear Afro beats and stuff. They're not thinking that they want to hear hip hop, right? And also the problem is people have complained so much with hip hop sets because of all I do is win, which is valid.
Yeah.
You know, which is
Yeah.
valid because the beat you hear hip hop song, you're gonna hear all I do is win. It's just like you tire a lifestyle, because lifestyle is a banger. We still love it, but we tire it. They are better songs. They are nicer current songs. Lifestyle dropped 2014. It's almost a decade.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
can't tell me there's no more like Blackie gives us hits all the time. Play us Blackie, you know?
Yeah, like there's so many there's so much music that not just the 10 years that have passed, but generally there is so much music that is not played enough. I mean, still we could go back to like the early 2000s, we could go back to the 90s and play some old music, but it will be incredible. It is incredible music, but it is just not played enough. And I feel that the DJs who keep playing the same songs, they are not about the music as much as they say that they are. They just
Yes,
know how to DJ, but they don't spend
yes,
enough time to music, discovering
yes.
music. And you don't always have to play music that people know. It's also about
True. I was
discovering
about to go there actually. Yes.
about discovering new musicians and bringing it onto a set. And that's how a lot of great DJs actually made their name before. In that, if you foster relationships with with artists, to say, listen, I believe in you, I like this music,
Yeah.
give me, let me play it. That's how you're also able to grow the culture in
Yeah.
terms of hip hop. When you're talking about hip hop, that's how we're able to grow the culture. You're able to keep your ear on the ground. It is playing music from artists that people do not
Yeah.
know. Uh, so I mean, it would have been nice to hear a little bit of maybe Indigo Stella.
You
Would have
know?
been nice
Yeah.
to hear. Even talking to someone like Touchline and ask him, dude,
Yes.
you are playing on you're performing on Saturday. What music are you going to be performing? And then whatever music is going to perform,
Yes.
you don't play that, you don't touch that, but you look for something else that he has in his catalog that you're going to play, or something
Yeah.
that is part of growing their culture. But I don't know. It's just different, I guess. And it's
Exactly. Yeah.
also it's a time to learn
It
right
is.
now. But yeah, another question that I want to ask you, since we are celebrating 40 years of South African hip hop and 50 years of
Mm-hmm.
hip hop as a whole, do you feel that the DJs did enough to do a time lapse of the 50 years of hip hop?
With the 50 years, you also include in the 40 years in SA. And
Yeah,
to be quite honest, nah.
nah,
I would
yeah,
have personally, because me going into back to City on Saturday, I was like, sharp. I will hear, if I'm keeping it locally, cool. I will hear your new guys. I'll hear your McLarens. I'll hear your MCs, not so new. I'll hear your MCs, right? But in my head, I wanted to hear a good, proper Thank you, son. I wanted to hear Isekele. I wanted to hear Umoya from beginning to end. I wanted to hear Landela. I wanted to hear Dawul HP, from Harambe. I wanted to hear so much that I feel like, imagine how if No Mahanga dropped, literally out of the blue, how crazy the state of was going to go up. People are going to lose their minds. Imagine if Victory Lap by Keenan dropped.
dude. Like the thing is, né, speaker actually, funny enough, he played Landela, Squatter Camps Landela. But on the main stage, I think, was it the Heineken, or was it the Power Play Power Hour, where they had the orchestra on stage. They had
And they
the
had
musicians.
Umoya a bit.
Yeah, they were playing some of those. It was
Yeah.
mainly instrumental,
Yes.
but the playthrough some of that music, which was also great in
Yeah.
itself. But I have to agree with you in saying that the DJs themselves who were booked for the
Yeah.
festival, I don't think that they did quite enough to cover the 50 years of hip hop. Besides DJ Ready D during the Hennessy hour,
Yeah.
even Jay-Z on there, even Caesar, as Bonseni's friend, LTD
Mm.
Fresh's friend,
Mm.
he said something about it would be very disappointing if Jay-Z doesn't come out right now, the way that the play music, if it's not a surprise act.
Yeah.
And I understood where he
Mm.
was. But that Hennessy hour was quite amazing.
Yeah.
It was
It
really
was.
all the scratches from DJ Ready D. Even had a
Mm.
table set up just for him, with his own decks, just for
Mm.
that. And during that Hennessy hour, that's when we had the surprise act, which is the guy that we talked to a bit earlier in the evening before he went on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was Stogie. Very exciting to see.
And he
Very,
mentioned
very
this, like, what if he's a surprise act? Like, he didn't even the lineup, but he's here. But also, you know, the thing of what if he's just here for the culture? Because one thing about him is about the culture.
yeah.
But when I heard, because he said, let's go shopping, I was like, that is Diamond Walk. I can hear the beat. I can hear Stogie. Because I was backstage. I don't remember who I was with backstage. So I wasn't in the front, so I couldn't see. But I just heard, let's go shopping. I was like, that's definitely Stogie too. That
Yeah.
is definitely. I don't remember who I was with. I was like, that is definitely Stogie. And then I walked to the front. I was like, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, like it was a really good surprise.
Yeah.
Like a really, really good surprise, because we were asking ourselves before we went up to him that Stogie is here. Why wasn't he booked for Back to the City?
Yeah.
It's such a milestone of a festival this year. It's such a remarkable year,
Hip hop.
and Stogie
Stogie is hip hop.
the lineup, and yet he is here enjoying the festival. What happened? Why didn't they book him? And
Yeah.
then after thinking, what if he is the surprise act? And it turned out that he was. It was a really, really good surprise, and
I love that.
everyone loved that.
Yeah.
Everyone loved that.
But I remember the noises. People screamed like, and people screamed like, it was so amazing. It was so amazing to watch because I feel like a lot of people saw him there, but I don't know if a lot of people are just like, nah, he's just there for the culture, you know. So people didn't
Yeah,
put two and together. So when you got on stage, like, actually, you know, but it was amazing. Excuse me, it was really amazing. I think for me, what would have thanked even more was if he performed by any means and MT and Younger pulled up. Guys, I was going to lose my marbles. I was going to lose my marbles.
yeah. But what would you say was your standout performance?
I'm not going to touch on Story because it's going to sound like I'm being biased. No, I'm not going to speak on Chris Bias. It's going to sound like I'm being biased.
Wait,
I'm not going to say
actually,
anything about anyone else. Yes?
yeah, sorry, before you carry on, just a reminder or just to say that for anyone who wasn't there, the Hennessy Hour was hosted by Mosley, and she changed outfits. I think is it
Excuse
three or
me.
four times?
Five
Yeah,
times. 5 times. And I always love that about Nomuzi. Guys, Nomuzi loves looking good. And you know what? She's my queen. To
yeah,
wear 5 pair of heels in 1 hour. And I love
yeah,
that about her. I love because
yeah,
my thing is she not only she focuses on the art as a whole, you know. I'm gonna look good, I'm gonna present well, I'm gonna sing well, I'm gonna rap well. She's just I'm giving in my all. She's a creative
yeah,
in its
yeah.
entirety, and that's what I love.
Yeah, and it was beautiful to see that how seriously she took that call for her to
It's
host
an honor, man. It's an honor.
yeah, and she really honored that moment. She gave all that she can to make to everyone. But anyway, let's carry on. Your stand-up performance.
I'm not gonna mention the guys I'm always about because I feel like a little bit biased. Let me tell you. guys, my stand-up performance. The thing is, I felt something from him that I can't even put into it. I was speaking to others about this on Twitter. Tata Soul gave me an amazing performance.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was because he wasn't doing a lot. But you know when you just feel someone's energy, and it's not energy that he's loud, that he's extra, but there was something. And funny thing, at this point, I was where the general public was, like where general access was, and I was at the back, right? But I felt so connected to that performance. I feel like at some point I was just in my own world, which is Tata Soul.
Yeah.
Like I had the time of my life as performance. I enjoyed McClare's performance. And McClare's a cool guy. McClare reminds me of me, guys. I was just like, I see myself in this guy. Like, it's so cool. And that's me, you know? But also, I think, basically for me, I think I give it to the Pretorians. Letinova, loved it. The energy was crazy. 25K energy was crazy. Then Tata Soul for me, I'm not going to lie to you, performance of the night. Because as I say, he didn't do a lot on the stage. He was just rapping.
Yeah.
And I got what I wanted from him.
Yeah. I would say for me, Maglera was one of the stand-up performances. Like, and I can actually say that I actually understood him or understood his lyrics or heard what he was saying more on Saturday than when I actually sit down and listen to his music. Like, for some reason, it was, to me, he was more audible. I could understand more of what when he was on stage than when I listened to his. But I can also, but what I would also say, my stand performance was which was I think was the Sprite Hour or the Sprite Moment, which was Amu. Wicked. And funny enough, as much as I enjoyed that performance, we actually left while they were on stage.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see Questa close. We didn't get to see Uchenene close as well.
Yeah.
Which is sorry about that. Why is the name going away? We didn't.
I don't know.
We didn't get. we didn't get to see Zakwe close as well because he closed. Then he actually came out on the side of the stage where the trains are.
Really?
I don't know if you remember. Yeah, I saw the video.
That's dope.
Came out through the train on the side of the stage. But you know, everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. I missed Line's performance because we were watching a speaker. So because I bumped into him, and you know, I asked him.
I didn't get that. Whose performance did he miss?
Touchline.
Oh yeah, no, we did because we're there for the power play.
Yeah, we were at the power play stage. Because I bumped into him and I asked him what time he was playing, and told me he was playing at 8. So yeah, that was when the speaker was playing. For me, Amu, Salvin, and Wicked, because I love Amu that much. I really love that much. And you know, that period that they had when they were all three of them working together, I think that was a really amazing time. And that just a little bit of it was really amazing. But also the Mob Deep performance. That was also
it was really nice.
Havoc with his hype man. I don't know what the name of his. He really killed it. But it was funny when he was walking off stage and he said, "Thank you, South America."
South America. Funny thing, he was getting it right throughout the performance, right? Because he mentioned Joburg and they mentioned South Africa. I don't know what happened when he was leaving. I think it's just being used to performing in South America. When he was closing off, he's like, "Think it's South America." We're just like, sorry, what?
Oh,
it was nice.
But yeah, for me, those were the standout performances. And you know, going back to the power play hour, is there anyone specific that you feel should have been should have played during that hour, which was like 7 to 8, right before touchline went on.
Mm.
It's a very hard one, isn't it?
Mm. I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, nah. You know, I don't want to change something. I'm just like, I feel like everything was created well, man.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I feel
Yeah.
like everything was created well.
Yeah. I feel the same as well. Like everything, the way that it was put together, I don't feel like anyone was out of place.
Yeah.
Even though the last two performances, Cuesta and Zagwe, coming in at like, I think, what's it? Yeah, because the festival ended like 2 a.m. or something. So I
Yeah.
don't know what they were on, but it was like past 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that time is a bit tricky because people have already started leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one's a bit tricky. But throughout the day, throughout the evening rather, I feel like every performance is well planned, is well put together.
Yeah. And I think what I also liked is, I don't know, a lot of events do this, right? Or festivals where they put in the, for lack of a better word, the unknown guys, or the
Yeah,
guys with the least following, how they put them earlier, while the sun is still out, but I won't lie, personally, I just liked how, excuse my French, but they were just man fucking us, they would
yeah,
go from you thinking, yeah, no, they're giving us like an over pound, then they're gonna give us 25K, give us to me, I'm not to me, title, give us me clear. In your head, that's what you're thinking. But no,
yeah,
give you a ton of a pound, then they go and fetch, for example, fetch ginger, come back, fetch this person. Like, yeah, okay, so we are here. So for me, the thing of they giving everyone the same respect.
yeah,
And
yeah,
for
and
me, that's what I appreciated the most. You saw Envy on stage earlier, like earlier when the sun was still out. You saw Envy on stage later at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., you know?
yeah,
So for me, it's like
yeah,
everyone here is of the same caliber. We respect everyone's artistry, and we're going to treat them as such. I'm going to give them a crowd of 4,000 people. I'm going to give them a crowd of 20,000 people.
yeah, and that's actually the spirit of Back to the City, where
Yeah.
everyone is given the same respect. Everyone
Yes.
is pretty much almost on the same level, and
Yeah.
also back to the people who are involved in Back to the City. You have DJ Switch, who's been a super DJ, super hip hop
Yeah.
DJ for,
Yeah.
I don't know, since I was in primary school. This guy was this guy was playing.
Yeah.
Yet he's working at Back to the City. He's serving
I
Back
was
to the
about to
City,
say that Switch
and
was
this
working on Saturday. Like every
yeah,
time you
and
saw him, he was just focused, packages in his hands, walking up and down. It's like, man,
and there's also Slicker. And shout out to Slicker, by the way, because of
shout
him,
out
we're
to
able to.
Slicker, guys. And the one way he looked at me, he's just like, just give them tags. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know if I looked bad because he looked at me and looked at this girl. He's like, just give them tags. I'm just like, do I look that sad? Like,
No, but I think it's because he heard our story. We spoke with someone from Hennessy,
yeah,
and we actually names of the people that we were um, that 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 we were in contact with.
communicating with you.
He heard us. He understood us. But shout out to him, man, because of him, we're able to get into the marquee, even though we didn't stay
And
very much.
also, we didn't stay this year.
I think at most we spent like maybe 10 minutes. Nakola, we spent
Literally,
that long because we were waiting for our water to get
yeah,
back. We
literally.
bought it had run out and they had to go fetch it somewhere. So we were waiting. But
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to Slicker for helping us out.
I mean, he was wearing Crocs at Texas. I knew he meant business. He was on sports mode. That's what I'm wearing. That's what I'm wearing next year. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm wearing Crocs next year. my feet can't take it. I need I need comfortable shoes. Honestly, I don't care if people are saying you're rocking nice sneakers. You guys wear them. I'll take pictures of you. Me, on the other hand, I'm just sports mode. Unless I'm wearing Vans. Otherwise,
Yeah.
sports mode. I'm sorry. Because for me, I feel like Vans are okay. Maybe Air Force Ones as well. Vans, Air Force Ones. If not those, I'm wearing Crocs. Because
Yeah.
Slicker was comfortable. Because I was like, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
And you also saw Osmic. Osmic, you could see that now is
Yeah,
running on a quarter tank.
yeah,
He was really, really working as well.
yeah.
Down, which was really crazy because I think last year he had them far more relaxed back to the city
He
than.
did. He did. And he was wearing a suit last year, looking like some gangster from the 60s, net
Yeah.
dogs and everything. So this year, he was working, just t-shirt and pants. I'm working,
Yeah.
hands on.
Yeah, it was really great. But also another question that I have about the sponsors. So Hennessy, we know, is the headlining sponsor.
Yeah.
They've got like Powerplay, they've got Heineken, they've got
Mm-hmm.
Sprite, they've got Chris. How do you feel about those sponsors being part of Back to the City?
To be quite honest, I don't have any gripe for that. Okay, maybe with regards to Henny a bit, also not
Yeah,
because of the brand. I feel like brand alignment it makes sense for me. Number one, people when they out like having fun, people want to drink, right? So the Hennessy and the Heineken makes sense. People want energy. The energy drink play makes sense. For me, I'm
yeah,
very big on brand alignment, and I feel like in this regard, honestly, it's giving what it's supposed to give. I'm
yeah,
the only problem I have, um, maybe because I'm not used to back to such a thing like that, is this culture of exclusivity. I understand people spend money on those tables and stuff, but when you're not used to something being like Joburg culture and groove culture is a thing of if you're in the north and if you're in Soweto, you'll tell the difference, right? Not because of the place that you are, but because of how people treat each other there. In Soweto, everybody is the same. People don't care. You can literally will chill like this. If you're on crates, someone will even drink their own Remy Martin. It's expensive, but they'll drink it. Actually, creatine is in the hood.
yeah,
And they will make you feel less off for drinking that. Unlike
yeah,
in the north, it's always a thing of, she's drinking that, so she doesn't belong here. So I think for
yeah,
me, as I said, I understand that people paid. I think the most it cost a table was like 30K. That's a lot of money, right? I
yeah,
understand that, but I feel like at some point also, maybe it's just me, it somewhat attracts the wrong crowd. Because at the
yeah,
age, I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just looking at people they're not here for the culture. They're just here for the thing of, I can afford the clouds. I can afford the penthouse.
yeah,
You know, I'm a baddie and I'm rolling with niggas who can afford a penthouse. So for
yeah,
me, I feel like that's why a lot of us didn't spend time in the marquee. Even the rappers themselves, abaning they didn't
yeah.
stay
They
in the
didn't really
marquee. They literally went to I don't know what to call that tent by backstage. There's always
backstage.
this like
Yeah,
culture and everything. Like almost all of them were chilling.
yeah. Like
They literally
and
got their bottles from the Hennessy marquee. Baba, so at some point, Stogie had two of them looking like this. He went that side. Lagata Singhadi was like, I'm gone. Like, literally, they were all passing like this with their bottles going to that white tent.
yeah,
For
like
me, I feel like they were not getting the hip hop from the marquee.
yeah,
People were just there for the vibes. I have money.
yeah, I noticed that because last year that marquee had a far more people than it did this year.
Yes.
This year, a lot of couches were, or rather, a lot of the tables were not really filled,
Yes.
even though at some point that the deck itself had a lot of people
Yeah.
standing there. Yeah, but the tables they didn't really have so many people there.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing, which I think was really really cool, was that picture that I took of the Heineken. There's the Heineken deck, if you remember, with like it's
Yeah.
almost made a speaker or whatever. And then over on the other side, right behind it, there's that huge tower where
Yeah.
Heineken, I mean Hennessy,
Hennessy.
yeah, Hennessy. Yeah, it's the Hennessy deck,
With
so not
Hennessy.
the
Yeah.
the Hennessy deck, and right behind is the huge tower
Stogie,
where
yeah.
Hennessy advertises. You can see it from the bridge. You can see it on the highway,
When I was driving
and
home, I was just like, actually, man, I used to saw this, and now I'm paying attention to it.
like the way that the way that it just stood there, it
Yeah.
was like a really cool. And I think for Hennessy, it's like a really fortunate advertising moment.
Yeah.
Cool branding moment when you're standing from where we were standing. I think that was amazing. But the sponsors themselves. Talking generally, there was Converse as well, which was a huge sponsor
I was about to
of
go
the
there
whole thing.
actually. Yeah. I wanted a
Yeah,
Converse t-shirt, but I guess I was late. Because me, I'm a Chucks fan through and through. But hey, it's okay.
yeah, I feel like I feel like the Converse is also is the sponsor that makes sense for Back to the
Yes.
City, especially because there's a lot of walking involved. There's really a lot of walking involved when you're there. Like the distance between the main stage and the power play stage I'm not very good with distances, but if I was to guess, it's maybe like 100 meters or something,
Mm.
somewhere around. So walking back and forth between those two stages, and also somewhere around there's the reggae stage. People
Yeah.
went there and enjoyed themselves. Uh, Involved. There's so many shops, so many stalls to buy from. So I feel that they make a lot of sense as a sponsor. Sprite also being a
Yeah.
huge supporter of hip hop, a huge sponsor of hip hop, also makes sense, obviously. And we tried the
Yeah.
new flavor with the mint in it.
And it
I feel,
bangs.
yeah, like it's really good.
It
But I feel,
bangs.
yeah, I feel like it would be far
It
better
does.
if it was. Nah, like yeah. But when I had it, it wasn't really cold enough. I think if it was colder,
Yeah. Yeah.
it tastes a lot better. But it's really good. I don't know why I've never seen it in stores before, but
Yeah.
hopefully I'll be able to
But also,
find it.
is it is you because at some point I don't think people are going around buying a Sprite I 10 at once. People are carrying plastics of Sprite. So I think they were
Yeah.
giving it away at some point. So I think it's a new one. Because I think I
Oh,
saw like four people walking past me with literally plastics. Oh my
yeah,
God, so I'm just like, hey, what's going on? So I think it's a new one that they were trying out. Maybe that's the first time they brought it out, or maybe they've
yeah,
done it before at other events. But yeah. And then I think back about Sprite, it's always been, remember that Sprite uncontainable events that they always had. So they've always
yeah,
been about the music, really. I think
yeah.
I think Krista also kind of like blew up at some point, the Sprite hip hop tour, So they
Um,
always been about, is it Sprite hip hop or hip hop? That one, it's been years. That one. But yeah, but they've been, it makes sense.
Yeah, it really does. Like I feel like it makes sense for having them as a sponsor,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll be able to work with them also very
Mm.
soon. But yeah, and I don't know. How do you feel about Heineken though? Being part of hip hop or being part of Back to the City. Even though we have to
Not
thank
bad.
them, we have to thank them
Not
because
bad.
yeah, their contribution
Mm-hmm.
makes the whole thing makes Back to the City possible the way
Yes.
that it was made.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. The thing for me is that I'm not a person who drinks alcohol. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean Hennessy and Heineken, it's great that they're part of Back to the City because we're able to have that experience
Mm-hmm.
that we
I
had.
mean, liquid food can give us that by itself. Let's not lie. Maybe as part of, but just imagine the entire event being sponsored by liquid food.
It's actually funny to think about
That's the
the liquid.
thing. I bet it could work if they were like, how the Hennessy and Heineken are already there and they
Yeah,
just part off as well.
yeah,
Perfect. It will
yeah,
work. But
yeah.
not as
True.
headlining. I don't know if they're as big to pull off. You see at the marquee that Hennessy had, that's some serious money. That's some
It is.
serious money. From the backdrops they had to the tables they had to the couches they had, that's money. You understand? So I don't know
Yeah.
if they have that reach, but
And you think about the riders themselves of how many Hennessy bottles that they had to give away. When we
I've
were
never
at
seen so
that,
much Hennessy in my life. I've never seen so much Hennessy. This would pass in front of you like trolleys full of Hennessy, from the
yeah,
normal
and
ones to the VSOPs. I'm just like, and every artist is passing is just holding a bottle or two. I'm just like, they didn't pay for
and
those Hennessy. So the
and,
Hennessy
and
spends money.
and at the Hennessy, um is it Hennessy deck? Yeah, just below it.
Yeah,
They have the Hennessy bar itself, and you could go there and actually sign a bottle. They had like a huge wall with just with Hennessy bottles, and you
yeah.
could go there, sign them. I wonder what they actually did with those bottles. If they were gonna if they cleaned them and then sold them again, or give them away. I don't know.
They might
But
sell them as special editions, back to 50 editions or whatever.
yeah, but at that bar where we initially bought the water, I looked at the price list and there was a Hennessy bottle. I don't know if it's the VS or the XO.
Mm-hmm.
Over there it was going 5.5, and I'm thinking to myself,
Ah,
what is going on here? Going on? Who
there is
is
no
coming
way.
here paying 5,500 rands for a bottle of Hennessy? I was like, okay,
There's no way. Mm-mm. I'm
if it
sorry.
was an
No.
alcohol drink, it wouldn't be for me. That price list wouldn't be for me. And we actually
Oh,
had a funny moment during that when we were buying that water, because we just paid for it. The guy just shouts at the other guys on the other side, said two bottles of water, pointing at me, and then we just walk around to the collection point, and the guys that they were talking to were not there. I found some other guys, and I just tell them two bottles of water, and they give me. There's
they
no
gave
proof
you.
that I actually. So yeah,
That's
that
why I
that was
questioned this, guys. I mean, I live in Joburg. I'll question all these things because my first thought was like, wait. So we just bought. So, because now I'm thinking, what we just did right now, I could literally do it again. Go there, disappear for like 5 minutes, come back and be like, I ordered two Savannas.
yeah,
There was no need. And I was very concerned. I'm just like, this is losing money. You guys are going to lose money.
yeah. But the
Because
thing is,
how much proof do you have? Or do they trust us that much?
nah, but the crazy thing is, there were more people at the pay point than there were
Then they
at the
were,
collection,
yes.
which is also crazy. I don't know how they're able to balance everything, how they're able to remember everyone that paid for their drinks. So you're right to question the whole thing. Would say, how do they manage this thing, and how
Of
much money
course.
did they actually? Yeah, but yeah, out of Hennessy, I saw it for pretty much the first time in my life in an establishment where I'm there, and I see the price of a bottle of Hennessy, 5,500 rands,
But
and I'm
never be
like,
me.
yeah,
To get nice pair of sneakers with that money.
nah.
Oh, nice
Uh,
clean pair. A young two pair, Yana. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. Because I will drink, no? I drink liquor now and again. But one thing I'll never do personally is spend a certain amount on alcohol. No, 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 guys. Because I'm just like, I'm hungover. Then what?
I mean,
Then
right
what?
now,
Why am I swiping 1.2 for a bottle? Maybe I'm a woman. Maybe I'm too much of a girl about this. Because some men don't have a problem with it. But most women are just like, hey, wait, what? Like we have a limit. I'm not doing that. That's why I draw the line, guys. I'm sorry. I like spoiling
yeah,
myself. I like buying things, but they are.
yeah,
If
because
anything, I'd rather buy the same bottle at the Pick and Pay than drink it at home.
yeah,
It's literally because I think a normal. I could be wrong. Last I checked, I think a Hennessy was like 600 rand, if not seven. And then I get to Groove is 2K, and I could have bought three, and they would have lasted
you,
me till next year. Why must I buy
yeah,
the Groove? That's why I'm always home, guys. Maybe I'm a stingy girl.
Yeah, but
Because I'm
we
not
don't know.
doing that.
We'll come back to this conversation when you actually have a lot of money to see. If you really think about it that much,
On
then
alcohol. On alcohol. Guys, I'm sorry. Yes, I know a person who's spending 200K at a club, right, is not thinking about buying a polo. Maybe that's why I'm using it like this, because like I could afford a polo. They don't have those problems. They have money. But also,
yeah,
I'm always of the mind, why would I buy something in my lingala when I'm literally going to forget about it tomorrow? Because for me, it's
yeah, like
betting. I'm going to pee that alcohol tonight. I'm going to wake up with a hangover, drink Grandpa Red Bull, eat. Then what?
because in 24 hours it really won't matter. You won't have anything to hold in hand and look at and say, um,
Exactly.
this is how I spend my money. I mean, I'm thinking like 5.5. I could
Oh,
buy another customized Air Force Ones and
mm,
still have a lot of change
change.
left.
Goodbye, Jordan 4s, guys. I
I
can still have changed and add a young
mean,
pair of Vans there. No, no,
you could even go a bit crazy and go to court order and buy something there.
literally, literally, with that 5.4, I could literally do that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's his own. I'm sorry, but it could never be me. Because by the time we left, we all had the same memories.
Yeah, but enough about that. Enough about that. We touched quite a bit on the main stage, the setup of the main stage. How did you feel about it overall? Because I saw a tweet from Zandy. He was asking if our names get written on the wall where we work. They had like screens like on the sides of the stage
Yeah,
where they wrote the name of whoever's on stage. Right at the top, there were screens as well.
yeah.
In the middle was the logo, and then on the sides was the name of whoever's on stage. How do you feel about the setup at the main stage?
I liked how it looked. I think what I didn't like, I don't know why they did it, because when I came back, it had changed. Because you see by there, and
Yeah,
then I feel like people are not even approaching the stage like that. Because you see how there's where the general is, and there's like a barrier or a gate or some sort where they're a bit
yeah,
close to the stage, but not too close. Then on the side, by the backstage, there was a gate, but then it was where the food was. So people could walk there and pass. When I came back, the gate had moved forward and no one was allowed like beyond that point. And I don't know, man, but I
yeah,
feel like, because maybe I went back to the past years, people being allowed to get close to the stage, it made all the difference. Because it wasn't too close. There was still security. People respected boundaries, but then people felt like, okay, I'm actually here with my artist, my favorite artist. I'm interacting with them. They can see me, and they can also reach out and they can see me rap along. But I feel like this time around there was so much. And the thing about it, it's actually wild how you denying people access to the stage when the same people who deny access to the stage, like close to the stage, actually chilling with these artists by the marquees. And I was like, because the gate they put up for people by the Hennessy marquee by the backstage. And so if you don't want them to walk
yeah,
towards the stage, when Stogie leaves the stage, oh, well, I can speak to him then, you know?
yeah.
And when he was on stage, we were
I,
going to
I,
be
I,
hyping him up. We were going to be more happy with him
yeah.
there than him move. That to me didn't make sense. Honestly, I didn't get it. But I don't know what happened for them to do that. Maybe something happened while we were gone. Because initially it was fine. People were respecting boundaries. Literally, they said don't go beyond this point. People stayed away from there. When they came back, there's a whole fence. I'm just like, hey, okay, I don't know what happened, but if it works for them, I guess it works.
Yeah,
But
but
also
I think
limited movement, because now when people were to walk past, as a matter of excuse me, because now everybody was just here.
everyone like the passage basically became a lot smaller from
Yes.
going back to the Hennessy marquee. Now, but I think the security guys were losing a bit of control of people wanting to get close to the stage. Because I was standing there for a while, even though they told us that, listen, don't go past this point, stand over there. People who heard that, um, people who heard that, they did move back. But every now and then, someone new would come along and they'd want to get
Mm,
close, and then they
okay.
would turn back. I feel like more and more people were coming in, and they were losing control of that. So they decided to put the fence there, the barrier there to, you know, stop everyone or
Yeah.
anyone from getting close to the stage. But to understand fully why they do not want people to get close to the stage, or rather get closer to the stage than what we were. That I do not understand,
I don't get
because
it.
that
To be
those
quite honest, I really don't get it.
yeah, there was a really, 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 really huge gap. But
It
also, I
was.
suppose that yeah, I suppose it is a security thing, because even if you did buy like a VIP ticket or have a media pass, you could still probably pose a danger to whoever's on stage, or you could easily jump onto the stage from there. Because quite a few Heinekens and a few Hennessy's might actually get you to start doing crazy things.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, they are alcohol, but people lose some of their senses once
Yeah.
they drink too much.
It
But
mixed with the
yeah,
excitement as well.
yeah, yeah. But I fully understand why you had that question as well, because that space over there became a little bit too small.
Yes.
It became, and there were more and more people piling up in that area, which was a bit of an inconvenience.
That it made us see people we haven't seen in a while because everyone was just here. You turn around like, I haven't seen you in a long time. But now what
Yeah,
it caused is because now you turn, you see this person, now you entertain this person, you're hugging this person. Now when you look behind you, there's a queue, people are trying to pass, you know,
us,
they're
yeah,
kind of blocking the passageway. It was like people are being pulled to the side. No, come this side, let's talk this side. It was just like going on here.
yeah. And
It's
another
so
thing,
weird. And also you can't even react because at times like you turn around, you see someone that you actually a huge fan of. It's like
yeah,
you literally catch me off guard. Like how do I react now? Then I turn around proper. I'm like, oh, because I'm just like, literally everyone is just passing here. Everyone is passing here. And I was like, is this place is too small. And oh yeah, like because nobody wants to sit in the tent when like people are performing. You want to come back, like relax a bit and come back. You don't want to be there the whole time. You want to be part of the whole entertainment. And in order for you to be
yeah,
part of the entertainment, yeah, we all need to be standing here, passing here. So the
yeah,
space became
yeah.
a bit. And the other side, I didn't want
Yeah,
anyone
and
to stand. I think that made it worse. Because like divide, at least have 50 people here, 50 people there. But now they were sending everyone this side, the Hennessy side. Like the
yeah,
other side, there
everyone
was actually
was on the
nothing.
yeah, everyone was on the same side. Yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully next year it will be a bit different, because I feel like when I'm comparing this year's event and last year's event, there were a lot of changes. There were a lot of, like, really, really a lot of significant changes in some way,
Yeah.
and I feel like they keep they've kept Back to the City a work in progress, where every year they experiment here and there to see
Yes.
if this works, and if it doesn't work, they're probably going to change next year to something else.
Yeah.
So they're really not resting on their laurels. They're not content.
Yes.
I'd say that. Yeah, the whole team is not content. They're constantly looking to make the experience better.
Yeah.
Some changes are
Yeah.
not great, some actually work, but the most important thing is that the event itself is a success. The event itself
Correct.
worked very well, and I also need to check with Rashid to hear about the reports from this year's festival, about
Yeah.
whether they've any criminal activities or
Okay.
anything
So
like.
that, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say.
And crazy, this year he was also working, but he was a bit more relaxed. I think it was just like
Yeah,
I want to enjoy the experience.
yeah, he was. He was, and I actually noticed that everyone they were all wearing
They were
Kutan
very
t-shirts.
uniform.
Yeah,
They were very uniform.
yeah, they're all
When I
wearing.
saw him, I saw Kamo. I was like, it's giving uniform. I saw
Yeah,
that guy. I was like, yep, it's definitely uniform.
Yeah, and they also had like red overalls for some of the other security guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
uh,
organized, man. It was really organized. I loved it.
yeah, like it was a proper event, properly organized. It was a beautiful time, and I'm looking forward to what they're going to do next year.
I think also one thing I'm proud of them about is because how it's initially it was always on the 27th of April, you know,
Yeah,
um, like a Freedom Day and everything. So for them to actually still have the same support towards the end of the year when a lot of events are happening, like that's the weekend of Spring Fiesta, you know, but they're still able to keep the numbers. They're still able to have the reach. So for me, it's like, when people offer you like that, it doesn't matter when you host something, people will
yeah,
show up. And that's,
yeah,
for me, that's a testament of that. We went when it was in April. It would get cold. Like, the entire week was warm, right? On the
yeah,
day, during the day, it's fine. Around 9, 10 p.m., you can feel it. It starts getting
yeah,
freezing cold. And year in, year out, people will still be there. We're leaving at 2 a.m., freezing. But like, no, it's worth it. It's okay, you
yeah.
know?
And it was actually quite warm, at least for you guys, you Joburg people. You were complaining how warm it was. It was like 32, 33 degrees Celsius on Saturday.
Let me tell you.
But I mean,
And I came back from the salon, it was 35. I was like, that night you said it. I'm like, I'm not doing my makeup because if I do, I'm going to melt before I get to my little place. I'm going to melt. By the time I get back to the city, I'm just going to be dripping. I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, there's no way. It was hot, guys.
like for personally, I didn't even feel it that much. Uh, but of course, like I'm from the low felt. So like 35 degrees is child's play. We can go up as high as like think like 44 or something like
40,
that.
40 something,
Yeah,
not just 40.
yeah, yeah. We
Oh,
go past.
Jesus.
That's how crazy it is, and that's like around December.
I wouldn't add out on that day. I really wouldn't add out. There is no way I would add out. Like I can't think when it's hot. Like I really feel like I short circuit. I can't think. Now how do you expect me to function at 44 degrees?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it gets really.
I think the network is fighting us now.
See, I think I lost.
Yeah, now I lost you as well.
Okay, yeah. I think I got you back. Yeah, but I mean, for me, it really wasn't that warm. But the good thing is that the temperature dropped significantly um, during the evening, so it felt okay.
Yeah, that's
It's
perfect
just
later
that we
on.
were tired,
Yeah.
like our feet hurt, but otherwise we really uh, the temperature at least well came out to play properly with us.
Yeah. Do you understand that the amount of ladies I saw with their shoes off? I was just like, yeah, we're in hell. Like I don't know how many ladies I saw with their
Yeah,
shoes off. There's some girl I bumped into earlier. She was very. That's when I told you about Ostan. I don't know how you do it. Because one thing about Ostan and having big feet is because I have short, fat feet, right?
yeah,
And there by the cons, is it by the pinky, right? So there's some girl I was with earlier, I think around 5, 6 p.m., not long after we got there. She was wearing those chucks with the big ass sole.
yeah,
Let me tell you, by 9 p.m., she was wearing pink Crocs. I was
yeah.
like, I'm
Though,
not doing this. I'm not
yeah,
doing this. It's like, because the walking we do there, some girl, her sneakers are around her shoulder, neck. Other girl, her man had the sneakers around his neck for her. I was like, you were in hell. Like, but my thing is, you were just, I'm going to suffer through all of this for the culture. I'll walk barefoot. I'll just walk with my socks. I'll come back because
yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Because you actually took your shoes off as well when we walked
And
into the car.
I was like, nah, I tried. I tried. The fact I was able to keep my shoes on until where? By the entrance exit.
Yeah,
Guys, I committed to my outfit. So I could have taken them off earlier, but I've committed to my outfit because why? I hope it's forever.
About your outfit as well. Stogie wanted your T-shirt.
If you could fit I'd give it to him, but yeah. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
T-shirt. I'm just like, thank you. I try.
Yeah.
Even my husband was saying, he's like, oh, T-shirt is so nice. I'm just like, I try. I should acting modest and stuff.
Yeah, and it's actually cool to see Maraza as well because I
That was
saw him
amazing.
was one of the judges on the power play stage.
Yeah.
But he hooked up with LTD Fresh because they're close friends as well.
Yeah.
Uh, they were together. I think that was when Speaker was playing.
Yeah, I was with them when you were on the other side. Yeah, I was with them there.
Yeah, and actually got some pretty cool footage from there, from the stage. But yeah. Yeah, and LTD Fresh also made a cool video.
I had to say, I love that video so much. I love it.
Yeah, I would have put it on here. I would put it on here, but then it will get flagged. And down, yeah.
So I really love it. I really love how it put it together. It's straight to the point, but it covers everything.
Yeah, it covers everything. It covers the entire. And anyone who wants to see it, it is on our thingy, on our Instagram pages. Yeah. And also, I have the Big Zulu and Landros moment when Java was giving Yeah, I have it on my Instagram page. So anyone who wants to see that, they can go on there. But it was like a really funny moment. Landros
funny.
Landros felt a bit offish about it, but he handled it pretty well. And
I think he understood it more on Sunday. I think in the moment he didn't really get it. On Sunday when he sat down and looked like actually I get it. I really get it.
Yeah, because Big Zulu is not a malicious guy.
No, exactly.
We've seen him being malicious. If he's upset, everyone is able to see it. Yeah, but at that moment,
you can see.
Yeah.
And also, what happened with Java? Because at some point, I saw a video from another angle with Java telling someone who to Zokala.
Yeah.
And I said on TikTok, I was like, Abo, Uzokala, and I'm just like, what happened? The only time I remember Java rapping, he was happy rapping. What happened?
Yeah. And I was even doing like the gesture with his finger on his face.
Literally, because you couldn't hear him, but you could see what he was saying.
Yeah, you could say.
I was like, I wonder what happened, because I feel like no one knows what happened exactly.
And the thing is, it's someone who had access to the backstage from that angle that he was talking to. Yeah, he was talking to someone that had access to the backstage. So I wonder if they actually
what happened.
Performance or if the person if the guy actually hit himself. But yeah, that was also another funny moment.
I was like, because one thing I could think of was like maybe they try pouring liquor at them because not everyone likes it. Personally, I hate it. Like when somebody's performing, then they start doing it with the alcohol. If there's one way to get me to leave your event is doing that. As an artist, I hate it.
Yeah.
I really hate it. Because now some Heineken.
Dude, like it's crazy. It's crazy enough if people bump into you and they spill alcohol on you, like on your shoes or something.
Because it happens. Yeah. I mean, it happens to me on Saturday multiple times. Guys, look at the place we at. I mean, it's gonna happen. People are gonna spill. Yeah. It's a mistake. People say sorry, move, but don't intentionally now open your Heineken and just do this. No, I'm sorry. I'm like, maybe that's what happened, but I don't know because I couldn't see from that. Like, I just saw that reaction afterwards, so we don't know what happened.
Yeah, or maybe the person said something, shouted something.
Yes. Yeah. Could be that as well.
And I actually learned like recently over the last couple of months how funny Java is.
Love Java. I love Java, guys. What's Java you did, guys?
No, but on the real, I think Java's like a proper troll, man.
Yes,
Like
I think I love how people think he's dumb. Java is very smart.
yeah,
People think he
he's
doesn't know
very
English. Java knows English. Java is an intellect. Java is
yeah.
and he will troll you. Remember when he was in Paris, the things he was saying to people, I'm just like, wow, I love him.
Yeah, like he's a really funny guy. But yeah, that was pretty much all back to the city this past
Yeah,
weekend. I'm looking forward to next year, and I pray that next year is a whole lot better than it was this year. This year was a whole lot better
it was
than last year.
amazing. Yeah,
No, but saying that it is not taking away anything
yeah,
from either of those editions because both of them were really really amazing, and hopefully next year take it up a notch a little bit again. Create
yeah.
an even better than this year. But I also hope next year that the administration is done a
I
little
was
bit
about to
better.
go there. Yeah,
But
because
other than
I think it would be fine if for tour it's a matter of only we experience that. I
yeah,
don't okay, maybe we were just unlucky. But the amount of people who are complaining about what we just experienced
yeah,
after we got our tags, it was crazy because like, people were still, it was so kumnyama when people were still complaining about not getting their tags. So
yeah,
point it was like, no, it's fine. As long as I have my Sprite one, it's fine. I'll just stick by the Sprite, my key. As long as I have my media one, I'll just stick there. It's fine. I'm already inside because people were just tired. Because
yeah.
I don't know if the communication from the office to the people on the floor was, I don't know, like some broken telephone, but there was a lot of miscommunication.
Yeah, there was a lot, but I also feel because I understand that the company that manages Hennessy is a different one from what it was last year,
Mm-hmm.
and also some of the backroom staff at Back to the City, particularly yeah, some of the backroom staff is not the same as last year.
Yeah,
So I feel like those changes it might have been a bit overwhelming for everyone that
yeah,
is new or probably wasn't they weren't anticipating
yes,
the of people, or maybe it's also a combination of having more people being interested of wanting to be part of
actually,
Back than
yeah,
than yeah. So we don't really know exactly why things happened the way that they did, but what I do know is that everything was also managed at the same time
yes,
because
at all.
those those that were able um, to to handle them, well, which is a good thing. It's not like Delicious Fest. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it was last year's
Last
edition of
year,
Delicious. A lot of people are complaining about that one.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, a lot of people are complaining about that one. But this year, all I've been seeing on social media, it's good stuff about Back to the City.
yeah,
I think a few complaints. Apart from
yeah.
the administration stuff, I think everything was handled very, very well. And it's also crazy
And you
for
can
such a
tell they grew, man. Because I was even looking at the past situation. Sharp, you were getting water, which is quicker. But compared to the previous years, with my experience, you would spend so long at the bar, man. Unless you'd be like, you never, if you wanted to drink, you get to a point where you're just like, it's fine, it's okay.
yeah,
I'm not gonna drink anymore because
yeah,
it was a tedious. You would spend time in line, but it was so quick yesterday, and I realized that it wasn't even like that quick when we just got there. Even throughout the night, people would be like, "I'm going to get a drink." They come back very quickly.
mm,
Like everything was moving the way it was supposed to move. They had better management of that.
yeah,
Because before, I don't know if it would be like they had less workers or what, but even Hennessy had a lot of workers this year. Like everywhere you went, there was someone getting escorted to where. So I think also with regards to that, they got it. They got it great, man.
yeah, yeah. Like everywhere you look, you are able to see someone who's part of the event, whether it's
Yes,
whether it's or it's Back to the City or it's
yes,
Sprite or Heineken or whatever. You are able to see someone who
yeah,
is responsibilities who is working at
yeah.
Back to the City.
It was like
Um,
even an information team. They were wearing like information, like Dexter City
yeah,
information team, and that is amazing because the place is huge. So if you want to ask, where is this marquee or where is this? You were able to get answers. Where's the styling jet store? Where's
Yeah,
this?
and also
You were able to get assistance quickly because of the information team.
shout out to the Hennessy guys as well. Those guys were really helpful. They obviously could only help us so much because they don't have executive powers, but as
Yeah,
far as they did help, and they actually
yeah, they
went to
did.
find what they can, and
Yeah,
they did. And it's actually that Tennessee guy that uh, sent Slicker our way.
actually, this man was like, "They are with me." I'm like, "You don't even know us. I love your work." I was like, "I love your work." Because I feel like people were just happy, man. People were just happy to be there, you know? They were not
Yeah,
about to be political about anything. It's just called Slick, like, listen, they're with me. And like Slick was like, okay, just give them 2 tags. I was like, that was so nice.
yeah, yeah. But and no, I'm actually hoping to that we speak to Slicker at some point.
Yes,
Very Yeah, hopefully we'll be
I
able
was thinking
to.
about that as well. Yeah, that would bang. Because if there's
Yeah,
one guy who has knowledge on everything in South African hip hop, it's Slicker. Like, he's
yeah,
one
and
of the
also
hip hop pioneers that I look up to. Like, I love Slicker.
yeah, and also
Crazy how I still
for
call him Slicker, but it's yeah, Nathan. I guess he'll always be Slicker. He'll always be Slicker. He'll always be Slicker, honestly.
yeah, and for anyone who is watching right now, you should expect something with Stogie with us. Uh, yes, with Stogie from us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's out of the country. I think end of November. But anytime after that, should things go the way that I want them to go,
Yeah,
we should be speaking to him. But otherwise, if things don't go the way that I expect him to go, it might be a bit of a while because Stogie is actually someone that we have to sit with in person. We can't do this over Zoom with him. It has to be
yeah,
in person.
yeah,
If we get as soon as we get the opportunity to sit down with him, that's exactly what we're going to do.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I'm looking forward to all of that, man.
yeah. But I don't have anything else to say, man. There's something that I actually wanted to mention, but I keep forgetting. It keeps going away. So I'm just going to leave it. But I don't know if you have anything.
No, me, I'm good, man. Me, I'm all good. My network is
Yeah,
fighting me now. You know how load shedding is an hour into it going, the network starts tripping. So it's
yeah,
becoming very unstable now.
yeah,
But I'm all good on my side.
yeah. And we actually didn't say hello when it started. We just got into a
It
conversation.
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the excitement.
Yeah, but we are saying goodbye right now until next week. Uh, Also, we are actually going to have like a huge run of interviews, like a long run of
Hmm.
interviews coming. I think there might be one or two local ones, but for most of them, it's going to be out of the country. So you
Hmm.
should great things, big things rather, from us. But for now, this was a back to the city special in a sense, and from the oracles, we want to thank Back to the City. We want to thank Hennessy as well for accommodating us, for allowing us to be part of this whole thing and witness
Yeah,
uh, such a beautiful event. It's something we don't take
that's
for
amazing,
granted.
man.
Yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves, and we have some pretty cool content as well that we're able to capture during the evening. So yeah, thank you to Hennessy and thank you to Back to the City.
Yeah,
Hopefully, they'll be able to have they'll allow us to be part of it again next year.
again
But
next year.
that's a next year conversation. Yeah, but for
Yeah,
now, we really thank you. But yeah, and also everyone watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share us with your close friends, family. Want to grow this channel as much as we can. I want to give you as much content as we can, and want to grow
hmm,
well, and appreciate you being part of our journey so far. But until
yeah.
next week, we'll see you then. Enjoy yourselves and take care of yourselves. Cheers.
Bye.